Bonjour and welcome to day 3 of our 21-day program, and this is the last week which is about finding harmony and bringing more harmony in our homes, and for that we are looking at each of the 5 senses and trying a way of making everything work well, separately and of course together. We already covered the first 2 senses, which are taste and hearing, and today will be about the sight. So as I already mentioned in one of the previous videos, usually when people think about the 5 senses and related to interior design, the one that they think about immediately is sight, of course. And for me it is a very narrowing conception of what should be, how you should work to bring some harmony in your house, because obviously the 5 senses need to work all together to find a harmony, and this is what we will be seeing in the last day before the live call, and which will be the integration day. However, it is true that the sense of sight is a very important one. I like to call it the queen of all the 5 senses because it covers such a huge number of things. With the sight, you can immediately, when you enter a place, have a feeling if it's clean, if it's dirty. So this will affect your feeling of harmony. If it's cluttered, if it is not cluttered, what is the color theme, what kind of objects do the people have? Do they have an accumulation of objects? What are the volumes? What are the proportions? So there are really so many aspects related to the sight when it comes to interior design. And I want to say one of the things I really like to do is decluttering my home. However, I think Marie Kondo did a fantastic job at educating the whole planet on how to declutter our homes and keep them tidy. So I will leave this to her. The 2 things I will focus on today, because we don't have enough time, are the colors and the lighting. The colors are very important in the visual harmony, and so are the lights, but I will start with the colors. I have changed so many times homes in my life, and I have moved into new places, very often rented, which were, every time I walked in, almost 90% of the time, painted with white walls. And I find that there is nothing more depressing than an empty house with these uniformly, wherever you go in the planet, the same white walls, like the walls you have behind me, because this is a rented place. And the first thing I do when I walk into a house just to embrace the place and to feel at home is, first I paint the walls, and second, maybe not all the rooms, but I do paint the walls, and second I hang curtains. And I promise you it really makes a huge difference, and I am a big fan of colors, and particularly the bold ones. In my career as an interior designer, I've heard so many people very often being shy about colors, or really hesitating about putting colors on the walls. And very often also when they do end picking up a color, they do not pick a bold color. And this has always surprised me, and what they say usually when I question them is either I don't know what to choose or I am afraid. And this never ceases to amaze me. I am afraid, and I am afraid that I will get bored, that I won't like it anymore, maybe in 1 year or 2 years time. It never ceases to amaze me, because every time I go, I look around and I see tattoos the size of an elephant, on everybody's chest or forearms or whatever. And these things you cannot remove, they are permanent. But when it comes to just painting a few walls in your house that you can easily redo by yourself, the day you change your mind, you just need some masking tape, a paintbrush, and a pot of white paint. Well, people hesitate and they become so shy, and they just totally freak out. So it always really amazed me, because I thought, why is there such a hesitation and a reluctance to put colors in the house. So colors, actually there's a color theory, which is something that you can learn, and I will not delve into details, but I put some data, some information about the color theory in the workbook. And you know what you really need to work on is to feel comfortable that if you don't like it, well, or if you make a mistake, no problem, you do it over. It's only a wall. It's only a wall in your house, you know, you repaint it. And so also one thing that I found really important when I had to pick colors and consult, because I also consult a lot as part of my job on what colors to put in a house, is to understand how colors work together. So, you know, you have the primary colors and then the secondary and the tertiary colors, and to understand how the complementary colors work together is of primary importance, because when you understand that if you have something which has a touch of purple and then something yellow, which are complementary colors in the same room, this combination will look good together. Well, it really makes your job much easier. And then when I say purple, it can be a very light gray which has a hint of purple. Anyways, so the second subject is the lights. And what I have found also working as an interior designer, both on residential and on professional projects, well, mostly on residential because professional projects do emphasize a lot on the lights, but it's that the lights are the last thing that people, you know, leave for the end of the project. When they've already decided everything, they have very specific ideas about what they want in their homes, you know, how they want the layout, which kind of materials they want. They have a budget for everything, but they totally forget about light. And this is something that I never understand. I think it is a big mistake, because the same room with the wrong lighting can be a totally different story, and to be honest, a horrible experience. However, the lights and the lighting is a very technical subject. I myself had to take a specific training on the matter at the University of Arts London, and I cannot explain everything in just 5 minutes. And I do suggest that if you have to really fix your lighting, or you are building a house, or you really want to invest into your interiors, you do get the assistance of a lighting expert. My rule of thumb, however, that I want to share with you is that what you should look for in each room is that you should have minimum two, 3 levels of lighting. So there should be a low, intermediate, and high level. So the high level is when you put all the lights on. You really want to see in the room like you have to work. You need the full lights, even when if it's winter or whatever you want to put on your makeup, you know, in your bathroom, you need to properly see. There is a dimmed light, which is like the evening light when you want to set an ambience, or you don't want to feel this aggression of the strong light. And there's an intermediate level, which is very often my trick is that I put some floor lamps everywhere, and this is very helpful because it can really help you to direct the light beam and to put an emphasis maybe on a painting or on a little corner or on some bookshelves or on something else. And it totally changes the ambience of a room. And one of the places also where the lighting I have noticed is, like, I think 9 out of 10 times wrong is in the bathrooms. I don't know why people get the bathroom lightings totally wrong. Either it is so bright that when you want to have a relaxed shower in the evening, or you wake up at 3 a.m. to go and pee, you know, you have all this flash of light, and you just cannot go to sleep after, or you cannot relax in your bath, or otherwise it's not lit properly, and when you walk in the street and you see your face in the sunlight with your makeup, you look like your 2-year-old tried to do a Peppa Pig face, paint a Peppa Pig face on you, so it doesn't look good. You really pay attention to the lighting in these rooms. So once again, I could give a full course on lighting, and I could explain the difference, between lux, lumen, and what is the CRI, the color rendering index. But honestly, I have to keep track of the time, and I will share some of my tricks on day 5, and I will give some explanations also on the workbook. So your homework for today, I want you to look at the information about that I put in the workbook about the color theory, and take a fresh look at your home. What do you feel with the colors? I want you, like every other day, we are talking about the senses to really feel it. How does it feel? Do you feel a feeling of warmth? Do you feel that it is cold? Do you feel cozy? How do you feel? Does it feel that it's really yours, or does it feel totally anonymous? And also, is there some place in your house maybe that you would like to repaint, or to use a wallpaper that can bring a touch of color, and that's also maybe easier to remove the day that you get tired of it? And the second thing related to lights, I also want you to look at the lights in the rooms. How are they? And I would like you to write down all your questions on lighting and also on the colors, so that I can answer them on Tuesday's live coaching call. So have fun with your exercise, continue exploring your home and looking at it with a fresh eye, and I will see you tomorrow.